Cowboys Nation, listen up, because what I am about to tell you is going to change everything you thought you knew about this week's matchup. And before we jump in, I need to say something very important, because I know most of you who watch my videos every single day still haven't subscribed, so please do me a quick favor, pause for a second, hit that subscribe button and help this channel grow, because every time you subscribe it pushes Cowboys videos to more fans and it helps me keep making updates just like this. Now let's get straight into the breaking story, because today's headlines inside the Dallas Cowboys camp took a surprising turn that nobody saw coming, and this update has the entire fan base talking. We are talking about CeeDee Lamb finally getting cleared to play while Jake Ferguson sits out with a brand new injury, and Cowboys fans everywhere are trying to understand what this means for the offense and how this will affect the upcoming matchup. And trust me, you are going to want to hear everything until the end, because there is so much happening behind the scenes that the reports are not fully explaining. So let's start with the moment Cowboys fans have been waiting for, because yes, it is finally official. The Dallas Cowboys star wide receiver CeeDee Lamb has been cleared to play, and this news exploded inside the Cowboys facility like fireworks, because everyone knows how important he is to this offense. The entire timing, the rhythm, the chemistry, the explosive plays, all of that runs through Lamb. And after days of uncertainty and questions about whether he would be able to go this week, the medical team gave him the green light, and the energy around the team changed instantly, and you could feel that emotion, that confidence coming right back, and players were reacting to it in a big way. Now let me tell you something, and I want you to stay with me, because this is where things get interesting. Reports say Lamb not only cleared his physical evaluation, but he also pushed himself in practice, showing his speed, his cuts, his explosiveness, and his ability to play at full game speed without any major restriction. And that is a huge deal, because even when players get cleared, sometimes they are limited or held back. But sources around the team said CeeDee looked sharp, he looked ready, and most importantly, he looked hungry, like a player who wants to silence every doubt and step on that field to make a statement. And for a Cowboys team that has been searching for consistency on offense lately, this could not come at a better time. But just as the good news rolled in, everything flipped again, because minutes later another headline broke out of nowhere, one that caught fans completely off guard. Tight end Jake Ferguson, who has been one of the Cowboys' biggest breakout stars this season, suddenly appeared on the injury report, and instead of practicing, he was seen working on the side with the training staff, and the team eventually announced he would sit out with a new injury. And Cowboys Nation instantly went into panic mode, because Ferguson has become one of Dak Prescott's most trusted weapons, especially in big moments where the Cowboys need a reliable target. Now, hey, race where the story gets even more complicated, because the Cowboys have been relying heavily on Ferguson's ability to attack the middle of the field, block in the run game, and create mismatches with smaller defenders. So when a player like that goes down, even if it's only for a short time, it changes the way the entire offense has to operate, and coaching decisions turn into a chess match, because you suddenly lose one of your most important pieces. And the question becomes, how do the Cowboys adjust without losing momentum, and how do they make sure the offense does not slow down in critical moments? But what makes this update a little concerning is that the team hasn't revealed the full details yet. The only thing we know is that it is a new injury, one that was not reported earlier in the week, which usually means it happened in practice, or the symptoms started showing up recently. And sometimes when injuries pop up unexpectedly, it can take longer to recover than expected. So Cowboys fans have every right to worry a little and wonder what this means for Sunday's game plan. Now, as your host Alex, I want to break this down in a very simple and honest way, because when one star returns and another star goes down, it forces the team to shift the entire offensive identity, and the coaching staff is now in a position where they need to make some difficult decisions. Will they lean even more on CeeDee Lamb now that he's cleared? Will they use more two-receiver sets? Will they ask more from players like Brandon Cooks or Jalen Tolbert? Will they put more responsibility on rookie tight ends? And will Dak Prescott change his rhythm in the passing game to compensate for Ferguson's absence? All of this becomes part of the weekly strategy, and trust me, these decisions matter, especially in tight games that come down to one or two big plays. But let me ask you, Cowboys Nation, do you realize how wild this roller coaster has been? CeeDee Lamb out, then maybe, and then limited, then cleared, and just when the fans start breathing again, Ferguson is suddenly out. It almost feels like every time the Cowboys fix one piece, something else breaks. And this is exactly why this team needs depth, leadership, and smart game planning, because the NFL does not wait for anyone. Every Week is a new battle, and every injury forces adjustments that can make or break a season, but I also want to say this confidently because I have been watching this team for a long time, and I have been covering every injury update, every press conference, every player reaction, and the Cowboys always find a way to step up, especially when the pressure is high, and if Lamb is fully healthy and ready to go, he can open up the field, create mismatches, draw defenders, and make everyone around him better, which means even without Ferguson, the Cowboys still have the firepower to move the offense. They just need to execute and stay disciplined. Now let's talk about something fans have been whispering about all day, because many people believe the Cowboys might be hiding the seriousness of Ferguson's injury, and I want to address this in a fair way because sometimes teams hold back information just to avoid giving opponents an advantage, but in this case the team does not seem overly panicked. They are treating it as a precaution, which might mean they are trying to avoid a small injury turning into a bigger one, and if that is the case, then this could actually be a smart move to protect a key player for the long run. But still, the reality is the Cowboys are heading into this week with one major star returning and another one possibly missing, and that creates a storyline full of energy, tension, unpredictability, and excitement, something that every Cowboys fan should be paying attention to, and that is why I want you to stay until the end, because I want to give you the full picture of what to expect and what this means for the next game. Now imagine this scenario as the Cowboys walk into the stadium this week. CeeDee Lamb suited up, energized, ready to bring back that spark, and on the other hand, Ferguson likely not playing, leaving a noticeable gap in the offense, and Dak Prescott has to recalibrate his entire approach. Who does he look for on third down? Who becomes the safety blanket? Who steps up in the red zone where Ferguson has been deadly all season? These questions will be answered on the field in real time, and I promise you this game is going to tell us a lot about the Cowboys' identity, toughness, depth, and ability to adapt under pressure. But Cowboys Nation, let me tell you something important, and I want you to hear this clearly. This moment right here is when great teams separate themselves from average teams, because anybody can win when everything goes perfectly, but champions rise when things get messy, when players go down, when the plan changes, when everyone starts doubting, and the Cowboys have a chance to show that this team is built to handle chaos and turn it into fuel. And as we wrap up this update, I want to speak directly to the fans, because you guys are the heart of this channel, and I want to thank every single one of you who watches my videos, comments, shares, likes, and supports this community. But if you are one of the many viewers who watches all the time and still hasn't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button right now. It helps more than you know, and it is completely free, and it tells YouTube to push Cowboys content to more amazing fans just like you. So let me close this out with one final message, because today's Cowboys headline tells two stories, one of hope and one of concern. CeeDee Lamb is back and ready to make noise, while Jake Ferguson is out and dealing with a new injury, and both of these updates will shape the way the Cowboys play this week. And as always, we will continue watching every move, every update, every report, and I will be right here to keep you informed the moment anything changes. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Alex, and I will see you in the next video. Stay strong, Cowboys Nation, and let's get ready for another wild week of football.